Hello and welcome to another episode of Unveiling the Truth, a solo podcast where we explore hidden histories and examine lesser-known dynamics that shape the world we live in. I'm your host, Tony, and today we will be diving into a highly controversial and complex topic. Why have the Vatican and the Protestant Church of the West historically viewed the Eastern Orthodox Church as a threat, and why some argue have there been attempts to weaken or even terminate its influence? Let's embark on this journey by understanding the historical, religious, and political factors that have created centuries of tension between these branches of Christianity. The rift between the Eastern and the Western branch of Christianity dates back over 1,000 years. In 1054, the Great Schism formally divided the Roman Catholic Church in the West and the Eastern Orthodox Church in the East. This split was not just about religious doctrine, but also about political power and cultural differences. The Western Church, led by the Pope in Rome, held that the Pope was the supreme authority over all Christians, while the Eastern Church, headquartered in Constantinople, modern-day Istanbul, faced a more decentralized structure with equal power among the patriarchs. Theological differences, like the influence of the Filioque in the Nicene Creed and disagreement over the nature of the Trinity, exacerbated the divide. These doctrinal differences served as symbols of deeper cultural, political, and ideological tensions. The Western Church increasingly aligned itself with the emerging power structures of Western Europe, while the Eastern Church maintained close ties to Byzantine culture and Eastern traditions. Fast forward a few hundred years, and you'll find that these divisions deepened with the rise of Western European power and the Crusades. While the initial goal of the Crusades was to reclaim the Holy Land from Muslim control, it also brought Christians into conflict with one another. In 1204, during the Fourth Crusade, Western Crusaders attacked and sacked Constantinople, the heart of the Eastern Orthodox Church. The act wasn't just about military conquest. It was also a profound spiritual and cultural assault on Eastern Christianity. The Western Church's role in this event left an enduring scar that many Orthodox Christians have never forgotten. From the Vatican's perspective, the Eastern Church represented not just a theological challenge but a rival power base. Constantinople was an economic, cultural, and religious hub that competed with Rome for influence. The Vatican's vision of a united Christendom under the Pope's authority was obstructed by the existence of the Eastern Orthodox Church, which resisted papal supremacy. The Protestant Reformation, which erupted in the 16th century, transformed Christianity in the West, leading to the birth of Protestantism and a break from the authority of the Catholic Church. While this was primarily a Western movement, it also had implications for the Eastern Church. Protestants and Catholics both sought to expand their religious influence in newly explored territories around the world. This period marked the beginning of missionary movements, with each side trying to outpace the other. Both viewed the Eastern Church, with its traditionalism and resistance to change, as a stumbling block in their global expansion. It wasn't just theological differences at play anymore. It was about political, economic, and cultural dominance. For both the Vatican and Protestant leaders, the Eastern Church represented a world they couldn't control, and therefore it was seen as a threat to their authority. In the modern era, the Eastern Orthodox Church continues to play a significant role in Eastern Europe, Russia, and parts of the Middle East. Despite its strong spiritual traditions, it has often been caught between the geopolitical struggles of the West and East. Western powers, whether through direct religious intervention or secular political influence, have attempted to diminish the power of the Eastern Orthodox Church in various ways. Some critics argue that the Vatican and the Western Protestantism, by aligning with Western political powers, have tried to isolate and weaken the Eastern Church, especially during the Cold War era, when Eastern Orthodoxy became deeply intertwined with the political regimes of Eastern Europe and Russia. The suppression of Orthodox influence is not necessarily about open conflict. Instead, it manifests in more subtle ways: cultural marginalization, economic pressures, and political influence that attempt to weaken the social fabric that support Eastern Orthodoxy. To understand why the Vatican and Western Protestantism might want the Eastern Church marginalized or even terminated, one must look at the larger clash of worldviews. The Eastern Orthodox Church represents an alternative vision of Christianity, one that values mysticism, communal spirituality, and a deep connection to ancient traditions. In contrast, the Western Church, both Catholic and Protestant, have often aligned itself with modernization, individualism, and in many cases, political power. This clash is not merely about religion, but also about the direction of global Christianity. The Western Church's desire for control over the Christian narrative, doctrine, and authority stands in contrast to the Eastern Church's resistance to centralized power. The Western Churches, Catholic and Protestant, may view the Eastern Orthodox Church as an impediment to their vision of a unified Christian world under their influence. In conclusion, the tension between the Vatican, the Protestant Church, and the West, and the Eastern Orthodox Church is about more than just theology. It's a centuries-old struggle over power, influence, and the direction of global Christianity. While overt efforts to terminate the Eastern Church might not exist in plain sight today, there is an undeniable undercurrent of competition and marginalization. The Eastern Church, with its ancient roots and unyielding adherence to tradition, remains a significant spiritual force. Whether it will continue to thrive or be gradually sidelined in the modern world is a question that remains open. Thank you for listening to Unveiling the Truth at Tony's podcast. Join me next time as we explore another thought-provoking topic that challenges the way we see the world today. Stay safe. Until next time.